Hey everybody, I had a couple ideas, so I'm going to kind of cram them all together. A bunch of NPCs, a few of them are kings, a few of them are just NPCs I thought of. So, in my first video, I talked about a kingdom having a bunch of past kings. This is where some of these originate from. Anyway, they don't have to be part of that at all. I just want to throw it out there so you can take. So, take. So first one was the first king. The first king, I had the idea that he was a slave of the hobgoblins and whatnot of the story, and he was either perseverance, strength. He could represent a lot of things as a king, but he basically led humanity out of slavery, quite literally. So that is where his story takes place. A very strong king, and he does live a while as well in the story I had, but it was just a brief idea of like how that could have taken place. It's a great start for a kingdom to just understand what that feels like, that being powerless and then pushing past that, and just there's some incredible history regarding that for us, with more recent slavery, Africans, and then also in the even further past where, just slavery in history, like people that fight and push back and get out of that, just incredible strength. So great to resemble for that, and thinking of someone leading from that point of view and understanding what it feels like to have your power taken away, have your freedom taken away, and to lead his people knowing that, I think would be a great king to portray in a game. However, he would be dead in the campaign I was thinking of. Anyway, so another one was the Faceless King. Faceless because women were not seen as being able to lead the entire country or a war. However, this Faceless King was a large, like, buff kind of woman, and so she was like barbarian-esque kind of, and so she was able to keep a mask on and wear armor that in such a way that no one could tell, and she was able to lead through. She would lead in battle easily, but also would work through some trusted advisors and such to speak on behalf of her, so that it was seen or portrayed from a man still, just because this is another olden time kind of kingdom that's growing and developing and stuff. Another one was a king that sacrifices himself. The story I thought of is basically there is he's during another time of war. He is leading his people, and they are, oh, my glasses are messed up. There we go. But he leads. They're basically camping in the mountains. Ambush comes. He leads them through some tunnels that they're familiar of to escape, but someone has to hold the line, so he himself does. When all his whole army's through and clear, he says, "I'll be right there," and then he collapses the thing, sacrificing himself for his people, so that they can escape, and causing one casualty in a war that ends up trapping the enemy behind mountains that they no longer can get through conveniently, and they are able to push through and onto their task at hand with even less opposition. So it ends up, it costs them one life to gain incredible advantage in a battle, war, whatever. So those are the three ones I had off the top of my head. Also some NPCs, random. One is a half-orc that is very neat, pretty neat, freakish, very proper, and is and wants to be seen with respect, and so he presents himself as such, wearing very, very nice clothing that he can afford, at least, not liking to get dirty, things like that. I thought it was an interesting character, having hair that's well groomed and glasses and things like that. Another one was a dwarf female, just like a pirate hunter that, after hunting pirates, got a lot of treasure from it, and so opened a shop to sell off wares, just kind of settle down, have a family. Thought that was kind of a neat one. You can encourage storytelling through that character and stuff like that. It was just another random NPC. Another one was a really large. The inspiration, honestly, was from a League of Legends character champion you could play called Braum. Thinking of a blacksmith that's just super optimistic. Kind of a mix of Braum and a character from Full Metal Alchemist, and just his sharp reactions to things, but always a positive outlook. And just like, if you have a murder hobo-y person or someone that tries to swindle him or something, they can't overpower him. He would be very strong. Like, he himself would be like a level 3 or 4 character. You know, he's no joke. He's doing this for whatever reason, but it was just something interesting. I would personally just think of characters that would not be able to be pushovers. There will obviously be plenty that could. The last one was a lawful evil knight that basically was basically sold. He did something. He was saved by a good person that's a noble, and been contracted to be his noble's knight. And so he ends up being kind of like he's contracted sheriff of a town that a noble resides over, and he does it well, but no one really knows. He's brutal in his punishments, but he still doesn't kill things because it's just part of his contract. But he's actually an evil character, but he's a lawful evil, and I figured he was just human, but he's a knight. No one knows what he looks like, and that he's just contracted into doing a job, and he does it well, very brutal, but very well and efficient, and he will often ally with characters that are defending the town. But there also could be a twist where if he figures out a way out of the contract, and or someone his master ends up getting killed, well, his contract's over. So there you go. Those are a few ideas. Take them, comment, add to, whatever you get. Let me know if you use them, and I'm just excited if someone does. Thanks again. Have a good day.